It says I'm live. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for February 8th. Let's see, did I send that? Okay, good. February 8th is the 39th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 326 days remaining to the end of the year, 327 in leap years. Today's word is militate. Militate is a verb that means to have force or influence, bring about an effect or change, to be in conflict or at variance, come to a collision, come into collision. To militate against something means to make it less possible or likely. To militate against someone means to prevent them from achieving something. As you might guess, the word militate comes to us from Latin, meaning to be or serve as a soldier. Militate. I'd like to take a moment to mention that links to my research are included in the show notes. I ask you to go ahead and click that like button, get my hand signals mixed up. Click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And remember that you can share this video with others with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. There is a link in the show notes to my This Day in History playlist, and I will put it up in the corner there in the iCards. Oh boy. Let's see what else. All righty. Well, here's what we're going to start with today. A man who came to be known as Constantius III was born in present-day Serbia sometime in the late 300s, second half of the late 300s. His birth date and other background, though, such as who his parents were or what they did, are unknown, but he lived in the time and the realm of the Roman Empire and became a Roman soldier, served as a general under Emperor Honorius. In the year 407, Constantine III had declared himself emperor in Britain, and Honorius wasn't having that. And in the year 411, Honorius sent Constantius III. This would be our anonymous general, Constantius III. Honorius sent Constantius III up to take care of Constantine having declared himself emperor in Britain. And when he got there, there was some battle of wills between Constantine and Constantius, as well as some actual physical battles. But Constantius III achieved the goal that he had been sent there to accomplish, which was to put down the revolt of Constantine III. Constantius III proved himself worthy in other matters and in other battles over the years, and earned the respect and support of Emperor Honorius, such that on February 8th, in the year 421, Honorius made Constantius III the Coemperor of the Western Roman Empire. Coemperor. Interestingly, Constantius's reign only lasted about 7 months, ending when he died in September in the year 421. Leiden University is a public research university in Leiden, Netherlands, and it was founded 446 years ago on February 8, 1575. On February 8, 1587, Mary, Queen of Scots, was executed on suspicion of plotting to murder Queen Elizabeth I. This is a different Mary, by the way, from Bloody Mary, not that Mary at all. Lots of Marys and Elizabeths in England. The College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, Virginia, was granted a charter by King William III and Queen Mary II on February 8, 1693. This is the birthday of Daniel Bernouli, born February 8, 1700. He was a Swiss mathematician and physicist and was one of many prominent mathematicians from the Bernoulli family. Daniel Bernoulli is particularly remembered for applications of mathematics to mechanics, especially fluid mechanics, and his pioneering work in probability and statistics. The Bernoulli principle, which has to do with conservation of energy, is named after him, for example. Daniel Bernoulli lived to the age of 82. This is the birthday of William Tecumseh Sherman, born February 8, 1820. He served as a general in the Union Army during the war between the states and is known for his effective military strategies and the scorched earth policies that he implemented during the war between the states. General Sherman lived to the age of 71. This is the birthday of Jules Verne, born February 8, 1928. He's known for his books, Journey to the Center of the Earth, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and Around the World in 80 Days. He wrote other things besides, but those are perhaps the things he's most remembered for. Good day for authors' birthdays. This is the birthday of Kate Chopin, born February 8, 1850. She wrote short stories and novels based in Louisiana. I well remember reading a short story of hers called Desiree's Baby when I was in college. Very well written, and what a twist. Kate Chopin lived to the age of 54. It's interesting to me that Delaware refused to ratify the 13th Amendment on February 8, 1865. No matter, though, slavery was still outlawed in the United States, including Delaware, when the 13th Amendment was ratified by the required number of states later in the year. And interestingly, Delaware did finally ratify the 13th Amendment in 1901 upon the 92nd anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln. A man named Sanford Fleming first proposed the adoption of Universal Standard Time. There's that wayward comma. Universal Standard Time at a meeting of the Royal Canadian Institute on February 8, 1879. On February 8, 1887, an act known as the Dawes Act of 1887 regulated land rights on tribal territories within the United States and authorized the President of the United States to subdivide Native American tribal community land holdings. Of course, this is a gross oversimplification of what all was involved. The law itself and its enactment were very much more complex and complicated, but this was the day that the Dawes Act was passed. Or was this the day that February Act? No, Yeah, I think it went into effect on this day. The Boy Scouts of America was incorporated by William D. Boyce on February 8, 1910. On February 8, 1922, President Warren G. Harding introduced the first radio set in the White House. Let's just make a little, there we go. Several items of World War II took place today on February 8th in various years. The first serious challenge to the popularity of the authorized King James Version of the Bible was published on February 8th, 1946. That would be the first portion of the Revised Standard Version of the Bible, published on February 8th, 1946. The secret police of East Germany, known as Stasi, were established on February 8th, 1950. I talk more in depth about this in last year's episode of This Day in History, and I'll certainly put a link in the iCards to that episode once the live is done and we go to replay. On February 8, 1960, Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom issued an order, what they call an order in council, stating that she and her family would be known as the House of Windsor and that her descendants would take the name of Mountbatten Windsor. The Nasdaq stock market index opened for the first time on February 8, 1971. Nasdaq, by the way, is an acronym. NASDAQ is an acronym for National Association of Securities Dealers Automated Quotations. Nasdaq's a lot faster to say. It began operations as the world's first electronic stock market, although it was merely a quotation system and did not give any way to perform electronic trades in the beginning. In 1981, Nasdaq traded over a third of U.S. securities market shares, and by 1991, this number had grown to 46%. In 1998, Nasdaq was the first stock market in the United States to trade online. Their slogan was, "The stock market for the next 100 years." There's plenty more to tell about Nasdaq, but I don't want you to glaze over. Stock market geeky news. Okay, it all started for Nasdaq, though, on February 8th, 1971. Oh my. Here is where history is like elegant gossip. One of the things I love about it. On February 8th, 1993, General Motors sued NBC after Dateline NBC allegedly rigged 2 crashes intended to demonstrate that some GM pickup trucks could easily catch fire if hit in certain places. That's a juicy enough bit of news, but NBC settled the lawsuit the very next day. I guess they didn't want to be dragged into court and revealed. Elegant gossip. On February 8th, 2013, a terrible blizzard disrupted the transportation and left hundreds of thousands of people without electricity in the northeastern United States and parts of Canada. Yikes. And I guess there's another storm brewing up that way now. Maybe. I haven't really looked at the weather today, but I was looking at projections last night. So, good morning, live viewers. Thank you for those likes. And I think that's going to do it for us today. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. Always do. As always, links to my research are in the show notes. There will be a link up in the corner there, along with the link to last year's episode for this day in history. Let's see what else. Playlist. I'll also share a copy of the video to my blog. My blog is called No Really. There's a link to that in the show notes also. Alrighty, let's wrap it up then. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a like if you haven't already. Thank you, live viewers. And thanks again, and I'll see you next time. And we look for that thank you very much button. And come back tomorrow. We'll do it again.